Update numbering is changing. Again, the UI update is getting even closer. There's a secret event right now and vibrant visuals. A big change is about to make its way to the game. What up, Bessies? The name's Bessie. How you doing? A little bit of action has definitely been going on behind the scenes at Mojang. Delete that like button right now, and let's talk about it. Saving a world, for the longest time, has always been pretty much the same. Your game takes autosaves from time to time, but when you tap save and quit, it takes one final save of the world as well before you exit. Ah, yes. I understand. Hey, now Bedrock Edition. It has kind of a bit of a reputation of random bits of the world sometimes just going completely missing. For example, this user right here had this beautiful base built all the way over there, all over the hill. They left, they came back to their base, and it has been completely reset. It's just like literally gone for no reason. I hate to say it in the year of 2025, but unfortunately, it's just still like it. Bedrock Edition, for as long as I can remember, has always had some issues with saving worlds, things corrupting, things going missing when they definitely shouldn't. You know the jazz. Well, now, in a move that the devs seem to be implementing to combat the glitchiness of Bedrock Edition, in previews and betas very soon, you'll be able to manually back up your realm world at any point, even while you're inside of the world. In case of unexpected mishaps, automatic saves will be stored every 30 minutes of gameplay. And then right here, we can see a little look at the ancient-looking UI that will be implemented into the game soon. We'll have this button right here that'll be able to save your world, then manual and automatic saves. You can restore your world on your realm with a save found in this list. Now, interestingly here, I believe this is kind of how it's been, but realm storage, when it comes to backups, everybody gets 10 gigabytes of storage. Now, with the world making backups every 30 minutes, especially as a world starts to age and become something that you actually would care to back up, hey, 10 gigs is going to fill up pretty quickly. So, beautifully, the automatic saves will not count towards your storage quota at all. The only saves that will count towards your world storage is the manual backups that you make by pressing this button right here. I wonder if this is eventually maybe a step towards backing up worlds in-game on Bedrock Edition without a realm as well. After all, if they can build this functionality out for realms, they could just as easily do it for a world that is stored fully on your device. Now, while we're talking about servers, this past weekend, a very interesting server popped up that is now fully removed from the game. Again. Big shout out to the homie over on Twitter for letting me know about this one. I would have missed it otherwise. Kicking everything off, jumping in game on Bedrock Edition, full release. If I slide over to servers right here and take a look, I have like my standard 6 servers right here. That's fine, that's normal. Where the strange new event server popped up was actually inside of the preview, and it was only this weekend, lasting into Monday. On the preview, to find the secret server, you would slide into the servers tab, and it would have been added to this list right here, making 7 servers. Now, unfortunately, as we can see right here, the server is long gone. It's not here. But not before I couldn't get a little bit of footage of it. So the server right here, this is exactly what it looked like. It's very similar to how things looked before. Come help Mojang test out secret things, and you'll get a fancy new character creator item. Now, I was gassed up. I was so excited. I could finally get to jump on the server and explore and get footage for you guys, and tragically, error, terracotta. They banned me from the server. I tried to fix the issue, but I kept hitting dead end after dead end, so unfortunately, no bueno. But from the information that I was able to gather on the server, it was relatively bare bones again, with just a simple capture the flag event. Some developers were allegedly spotted on the server while this thing was up, but there were some secret parts of the server, including a secret door that one player would need to hold open for other players to be able to access. When it comes to additional details of the server though, unfortunately, that's about it. Now, based off of some of the things Mojang has said this year, we know that they have big focus on upgrading multiplayer and big updates coming down the line eventually. It's very interesting when Mojang runs these test event servers and doesn't say anything about it. Unfortunately, the existence of this thing is going to leave more questions than answers here, but it's been so long at this point since Mojang has actually hosted a proper server event. I wonder if these test servers are in any way, form, or shape maybe related to an upcoming event. After all, with all of these new drops this year, it would definitely make a lot of sense to do one of those before the end of the year, right? Ah, yes, the beautiful UI update. The update that is going to take everything in the entire game, at least on Bedrock Edition. Every single thing in the entire game and add a little bit more modernness to it. Some colors, different layouts, and more. Well, we could already tell that week by week, it seems like the UI update is inching closer and closer and closer to a full release. But now we've got another huge sign that Mojang is really locking into this UI overhaul. They're trying to expand the UI team currently. Now, on the surface, it's not the most spicy thing. This is like literally just a job listing, but the areas and sometimes specific people that Mojang ends up hiring often relate directly to whatever they're working on adding into the game next. I'm still really hoping that maybe some kind of UI update could come to Java as well. Compared to some of the beautiful new textures they put in the game, the UIs as a whole, they're starting to feel a little bit dated, right? 2 words, version numbering. I was shocked, floored, honestly, like literally on the floor when this year at Minecraft Live, not a single thing was mentioned about the version numbering situation. The fact that Mojang is letting this version numbering madness get so far out of control and be so confusing for so long tells me that something must be cooking behind the scenes. Like, whether that be 1.22 properly approaching, maybe 1.22 is the Mounts of Mayhem, or whatever the heck is going on, something is definitely going on. And now, yet again, reconfirmed for the first time in a couple of months here, something's definitely happening. So Corner Hard MC is honestly like the star of the show today. Big shout out to the devs when they give us extra communication and information. I love it, and I think it's great for the community. Initially replying to an IBX Toy Cat tweet. What do you mean? You don't want to stay in 1.21 forever? Staying in 1.21 is just confusing because we categorize updates based on their release number, so having all kinds of different updates categorized by their sub-version number as opposed to their actual version is confusing and messy. Would like to see 1.22 instead, please. I agree, we'll be changing to new versions at some point. Stay tuned. Stay tuned, wait, at some point. Hey, wait a second. Haven't we heard that one before? Yeah, so I really would have swore that at Minecraft Live, it would be the perfect time to address something confusing like this. You've got a large chunk of the community, at least active player base watching. The best way to spread some kind of big change and information about it would be at that big event. Explain it all, break it down, but alas, nor. Harry, the Minecraft Wiki admin. I know you're talking about 1.22, but I think people really want is hotfixes to not be the same number as drops. Drops being 1.21 point something is not the problem. Getting rid of the 1 so there's space for a hotfix number would be better. For example, 21.9. Whoa, that's crazy. You'd be surprised how many factors go into version numbers, particularly with all the platforms the game is on. So, version numbering. The solution here, honestly, I'm still stumped. To me, the most straightforward thing is to literally just make drops major numbers. So, 1.22, 23, and so on. Hotfixes and smaller changes will become dot updates afterwards, exactly like how the system worked perfectly for 16 years. I don't know why Mojang has insisted on changing something that wasn't broken, but I guess, hey, with silence at Minecraft Live, it's nice to hear a reconfirmation that, yeah, the numbers, they haven't forgotten that they're really confusing. They're gonna fix that business soon. Vibrant visuals, last but definitely not least today. We've got a bunch of new changes and information on the Vibrant Visuals update of all time. So in last week's beta and preview 1.21 point bunch of numbers, we learned that we'll be able to search inside of the marketplace using graphics filters like RTX and Vibrant Visuals. Specifically our filters here, I have a little bit more knowledge on it. I believe it might end up popping up somewhere inside of this filter toggle right here, like maybe pack types or something like it. It seems like right now though, even though they've enabled being able to filter things like this, it doesn't actually pop up in game yet. On the other hand, bugs. Oftentimes, the existence of these things in-game can tell us a little bit about what the devs are working on behind the scenes and might be getting updated next. In one of the most recent previews, a fascinating issue popped up with Vibrant Visuals that affected the entire overworld. You see, with Vibrant Visuals, when you jump into the game, you move from biome to biome, the look of the world should change. You see, in the jungle biome, we get way more foggy and warm. Meanwhile, in the birch forest biome, it's a little bit more cool and peaceful. Well, because to my best knowledge, old preview versions essentially become lost media once the game is updated. I don't believe there's any way to actually access the old preview and be able to show you. And I checked my archive files of footage because I'm always capturing something, but I didn't happen to get any footage of the weird biome-ness. But essentially, when you would move from biome to biome, the coloration of many biomes inside of the game was completely off. A couple pretty huge ones that I noticed pretty much right away when trying to test things out inside of the preview were the warmer biomes, things like the jungle. The savanna biome with this really intense warm hue, yeah, It just wasn't popping up properly. Now, relatively recently, you might remember the devs went through every single biome in the entire game and adjusted how the look would look to make it a little bit less saturated. Perhaps this strange coloration and glitching was simply due to those big changes being overlaid all over the entire game. But the weird thing about this is the fact that the bug popped up in the preview following the preview where they went ahead and revamped the entire overworld. Like, it was fine for one whole week, and then bam, randomly, something changed behind the scenes to make everything break. Not too much else to say about this one. I guess what I'm getting at here is, well, don't be too surprised if more big changes, overhauls even, come to Vibrant Visuals during the Mounts of Mayhem release cycle. On the other hand, Vibrant Visuals Java. So it seems like we're still at least a little bit of a ways off when it comes to this update, but we do know more about it. The Vibrant Vanguard's Discord server. This is an official Mojang Discord server in which a bunch of information and roadmaps are revealed pretty much weekly here when development is ongoing with Vibrant Visuals. In one of the main chat channels of the Vibrant Vanguard's Discord server a couple of weeks ago, an interesting thing was revealed by the devs. By using the search function right here, we can take a look at Low Skill Camper and everything they said. Low Skill Camper is one of the devs over at Mojang. On September 25th, there is a big change coming up for debug renderers after this drop ships. This will change there too. This drop ships being, well, none other than the one and only, the Copper Dropper of all time. That drop has now shipped, which means big changes coming soon. Now, this message right here kind of got a lot of traction within the server, so only a little bit of time later, Low Skill Camper came back in and clarified, I'm uncomfortable with the amount of reaction this gets. It's just a refactor with extraction and batching. But a refactor, actually, that's quite significant, because taking a look at the old roadmap that we got for Vibrant Visuals when the update was brand new, we want to first refactor, modernize, and optimize our rendering code. They're doing it. Refactoring the rendering code. Not only could this mean that the rendering code is now separated from gameplay code, but it could also mean that we're taking a huge step towards Vibrant Visuals actually being here for Java. After they do this, then they will begin to add more complex rendering features like shadows and reflections. Oh my god? No way! So if the refactorization is happening, maybe shadows and reflections, at least as like an experimental first piece of Vibrant Visuals, kind of like they did with the End Sky Flashes, maybe that could happen by the end of the year. As a Java main, I am waiting, literally begging for Vibrant Visuals on Java. Maybe it won't be too much longer. And so, besties, that's all I've got for you today. I hope you enjoyed this little amalgamation of a bunch of different information. If you did, tab like, subscribe. I've got a playlist for the Mounts of Mayhem update, check it. And the best news, a big update. YouTube has made it so you can become channel member on iPhone. So if you like what I do, you've always wanted to join the club, support me directly, well, subscribe and then tap that join button today. There's also a link down below. Adios, muchachos. I'll see you tomorrow.